So yeah, welcome to Drone Meetup. So my name is Riga Drone. I'm a founder probably of this group and now co-organizer together with Jan Putrans. He's not here today, yeah. So probably the good thing how you could start with short introduction of yourself, because there's a couple of new young people, first timers here. And probably you could just stand up and say who you are, what's your name, what you're doing, and what's your drone experience. More effectively, make this networking party between people. So probably starting with first row.
Okay. Hi, I'm Guido. I'm owner of the company Fly Vision. I'm working in the cinema field, in a professional camera, flying with the drones. I'm building myself these drones, which are lifting from kilo up to 10, 15 kilos. My experience is around 8 years in this field, and like that.
Okay. You
Guido's neighbor.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, my name is Kaspers. Have no drone experience. I'm just here to see what people are doing.
okay, good.
My name is Mohammed. I'm owner of a company called Kronos. We made one product called the Pocket Drone Kronos. And my experience with drone is probably 6 months, but I have been coding for almost 10 years. So that's why I'm here to have new members to join our team.
And today you will show your startup
Yes,
and drone and something like that. Okay. What?
My name is Ars, and I'm like getting into the drone field with some small drones, and I'm willing to build a FEB drone just for FEB racing. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. What about you?
Well, my name is Sandra, and my previous drone experience is rather from a different perspective. I have been some connections with the legislation regarding drones and operations and so on. Yeah, that's the reason I came here.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Walter. I am a student. I don't have drone experience.
Okay.
So yeah, my name is Alexandros. I don't have drone experience also, so I'm here to learn how the technology works. But I'm pretty interested about the concept how you can use this to fly by sitting in this thing, not just piloting from somewhere. So if somebody can give some ideas what it needs really to build a drone that you can fly actually sitting in it, I'll be happy to speak with you on that time.
It's we call the velocopter a pilotable multi-rotor.
You mean the one that Chinese built?
It wasn't Chinese,
It was German.
It's a European or American company.
Helicopter.
Asian company, if I remember correctly, there was Asian companies that have already working prototype in Asia, and so it looks like helicopter. It's very
Yeah.
small one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's-
Probably this
Oh,
is
so
one
this-
that I saw.
Yeah.
Stuff a little bit later. So there's a couple of lessons probably also going on. So what was you?
Hello, my name is Zandis, and basically I'm just a hobbyist. And you have to get some kind of update in
You're
what's
pilot.
new.
You're a pilot also, you said.
Just, well, hobbyist.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm Kirill from Possible Security. We had a project a couple years ago protecting against unauthorized drones going into your airspace. It's suspended now, but I'm just here to see what's new.
Okay.
I'm Andres. I run a product development company called Tartec, and we're interested in drone-related projects. My experience with drones is related to events organized by this drone meetup.
Hi, I'm Chalpi. I'm a PhD student in aeronautics. My field is micro air vehicles, like bio-inspired ones. So that's my experience. So I'm working in this field.
Okay. So there's half technical business guy. And I'm happy about it because yeah, the meetups talk about are they are about networking and peer-to-peer learning, about open innovation, startup subculture, don't hide your idea, and tell about the successful public speaking, English skills improvement in Latvia. It's kind of problem. And I'm running this kind of stuff in order to merge technology and entrepreneurship, so engineers with business people. And next time, probably bring your friends, project speakers. Next time, I suppose there'll be this guy from Liepaja who's building airboard because he's now in Silicon Valley. And probably we'll get Erdog Ilya, CTO Ilya, for next time because he's supposed to be here today, but they're very busy and it's really hard to get them here. So, a couple of words about Meetup Networks. This is part of the Meetup Network. There's 8 groups we're running. There's drones, UI, UX, mobile applications, automotive, blockchain, startup, founder, co-founder, big data, biotech, and they are happening each monthly, let's say. And all of them happening here, so you should check meetup.com and find interesting meetup group for you. But there's a close relationship between those groups because there's a lot of connectivity between drone meetup group, for example, and automotive, because there's a strong domain of electrical vehicles here in Latvia. And for example, this guy who is building drone in Liepaja, he's asking for advice on Anders Dams, who is building electrical car Riga. So they're really strong in some kind of electrical stuff, so there's some kind of synergy between the groups. And every month we have Find Your Co-Founder events under Riga Startup Meetup. So if you have an idea, or you're a founder, or you're an engineer, so just come up and or present your idea, just very rough way in 5-10 minutes, and say what it's all about, and probably you find co-founder, technical co-founder. For those who are probably very first time in some kind of drone ecosystem here in Latvia, I usually put in a slide the most important companies here in Latvia. Everybody knows Erdog. They're really innovative and first company who's successfully raised venture capital outside Latvia, in Silicon Valley, so they're doing pretty good. So, and around them actually is building so-called drone ecosystem here in Latvia, because this case was quite inspirable for new guys, and they try to replicate such kind of things, and drones are getting popular, more and more popular here in Latvia. Second company placed in Jelgava, they're building these penguin drones. This is a little bit more universities and research projects oriented, not quadcopters. This is a company, I don't know are they doing well right now, because last year they have one project for drones for 3D scanners, so they built custom drones from themselves. I don't know they're doing well. I don't know.
I can comment on that, but
okay. But at least last year I saw this drone somewhere in this trade fair in European Commission, some kind of events, and it's pretty big, yeah, but it's close to this size probably. So this is a company behind Jans Butra. Probably you know this guy. He's also organizer of this meetup, by the way. And the guys, this is a spin-off from Intelligent Systems, which is actually some sort of GPS navigation hardware company. And they built the drone, and what's more interesting that they not just only built this drone, but they successfully executed some sort of PR or marketing campaign. And most notable, probably, I was really surprised when I followed this very famous guy called Guy Kawasaki. He just have 1.4 million followers on Twitter. And one day, in his Twitter feed, I found out Rumble, some sort of airspace video with this drone, and I was started to think how those guys managed to to be so popular, the guy Kawasaki just shared this picture, and as far as I understood, it's not by purpose, but more accidentally somehow, because they put in YouTube this video on I suppose English newspaper or portal called The Verge find the mountain and starts some sort of buzz, but. It's a really good case study for Latvian companies because we have a lot of time spending building things, but we are not very good on selling. And this was the case that it's with really small efforts they got very good publicity and recognition and move forward. Yeah, this is a guy probably you talked about from Liepāja. He's just 17. He's just. Last year student in high school, and last year he started to build his prototype. He won some sort of startup competitions like Ghetto Startup and a couple of others, and raised funding for prototype that last year. And he was busy building first flying prototype, which should be ready in, as far as I know, in a couple of weeks or next month. And it's, as far as I saw in pictures, it's a little bit different from this one. This looks nice and easy and very light, but in real life prototype, it's really big, really heavy, let's say, and probably he will be next time here and show you pictures, or even, I don't know if it's possible to carry this kind of big thing here from Liepāja, probably. Or at least we have video of flying this airport stuff. Featured events, just announcements about Riga Developer Day, conference in Keynote Citadel. It's mostly for software developers, so you could check them out. We are established Latvian Startup Association, so those who are interested in Latvian startup events, we'll be launching event March 9 in Nordic Clubhouse. It's below Tech Hub. Probably you know, in the Riga. So I put some sort of featured news. Last year I found out this very interesting initiative called Premier Drone Racing. This is a video previously I showed you, and I get feeling that there's a huge movement of drone racing starting in the United States. And, last time we talked with Jānis Putravs, maybe we should arrange also in Latvia some sort of sport drone, smaller, not that scale, like in Miami is this football stadium, but maybe we should organize some sort of first drone racing here in Latvia. I don't know how many sport drone owners we know, or how many they are in Latvia, and is there some sort of reason for doing that? So. We even find out one good place, which is old factory building in Agani Dungs, and it's called Riga Powerhouse. And it's huge, empty in this industrial building, and it's a nice area for racing drones, but we still get lack some kind of traction, and I don't know if somebody would like to take over and push this movement forward, probably we could arrange first Latvian race for drones. A couple of news for those who are not following drones and other stuff. So this is a kind of a competition to AirDog, or I don't know how they succeed. So GoPro is going to make their own drone called Karma, autoflow drone, sport drone, I don't know. So they were going to launch kind of stuff in 2016. Everybody like to comment on that. So are they be successful? Will they be successful, or do you think it's wise for GoPro go to drones, or any ideas? Elaborate on that.
I think the DJI is already the king. So.
Okay. So they fail. They will fail.
It's too late. Maybe if they do something very new and new way, or very small or very long flight time, or some special features connecting with the GoPro camera of the 360 or
it could be
something
the
like
point,
that.
by the way. Because as far as I understood from my other guys, that they're still struggling with interface natively connect camera to drones and kind of stuff. Because there's some kind of restrictions from this. Okay, this is probably the thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
This first time appears in CES in Las Vegas. By the way, there was a couple of Latvian guys who've been in Las Vegas in CES this year, and I asked them at that time to make pictures and tell about story or how they feel in real life to be behind this kind of thing, but they were busy on their things and actually didn't manage to come here, but at least it seems real. It's there's even videos who is not rendered, but probably material videos about flying this kind of things with people with human size, and there's some sort of curiosity about technical parameters of this kind of things, and this guy who was in Las Vegas asked questions about technical stuff, how many batteries and how safety features are organized. So if you're interested more in that, I will show you. I will mention my Facebook account and take out this parameter thing. But from marketing perspective, there's all kind of stuff about load capacity and flying times and highest distance, average speed 100. It's kind of a little bit, I don't know.
I think it's too fast.
Too fast.
I think so.
There's some sort of, I really don't trust those data, by the way. It's some sort of marketing stuff, but in real life, do you have comments on that? It's technically possible to fly this kind of thing?
No, I saw a video for real footage.
Okay, but maybe they're flying just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not fly, but 2 minutes. They call it 1 minute when it's flying, and that's it.
I saw the simulation only.
No, there was a real video. If you make some research, I found it, I saw it, and but it was not looking like that. Okay, this is like a drawing, but in real life it looked more ugly, I would say. But like, yeah, they're still working on it.
The interesting, there's a lot of projects going on about this human carrying drone capabilities. There's a French guy, not French, sorry, Canadian guy who was on this board about the lake or something last year. There's at least one Slovakia project with some sort of tricopter or something, bike style, some kind of drones. There's a couple of others, including this airport stuff, and their approach is different. So somebody thinks that humans should sit inside, somebody thinks that it should be like Segway, somebody thinks like motorbike or bike. I don't know but still, every one of them is actually struggling with business case, what to do with it. Because this is actually a real transportation case. As far as I understood, they eliminate possibility for pilot to pilot this kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of strange if it's pre-programmed to make transfer from one point to other, and you can't go wrong. You can do something wrong while you're flying, because this is a huge concern, by the way.
Yeah.
Those security features and other stuff. Personally, not think that it will be commodity or something like that very soon. Sponsors, yeah, Riga University. I'm presenting this foundation, which is caring about technology and international education here in Latvia, and organizing this meetup group. Microsoft is our sponsor, so if you're interested to get Microsoft stuff, software free of charge, you could apply, or your staff could apply. Drop me an email, I can send you an invite. Autumn's sponsoring food and beer, by the way. And lots of Latvian technology portal for starting to check them out. So probably we'll start with you. Pocket Drone. I put you in a featured startup, some sort of section. So please welcome on stage and share your. So we can start with what? We'll just say video or something.
Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed and I'm the founder of Kronos Limited and the inventor of Pocket Drone. Pocket Drone is basically the world's first drone in your pocket, and we are planning to replace the selfie stick all around the world. If you're familiar with selfie stick, it have already made millions of dollars in sales, and the idea was very simple. However, now we are changing this whole concept of making selfies of yourself using the selfie stick with having a flying drone. So let's go through that's how it looks like, and it have many features implemented inside it. Right now we are still under development. We haven't finished the prototype yet, and we are here, as I said before, looking for team members to join our team. We will play just a very short video for you to demonstrate how it looks like.
You made those rendering by yourself, or?
No, I have another team member. Okay, everyone, as you can see, this is actually our very first video we have done to pitch our investors. And right now, just a few days ago, we have been shooting a very professional video in Old Town, showing case how to use the device and the daily use of it. And I would like here to take your attention to the size of the drone. Actually, if I can grab your attention to me right here, I'm not sure if any of you have noticed that I do have it in my pocket right now. So this is our pocket drone. And we have crashed as many prototypes as we can afford. So right now it's not flying. I'm just here to show you. This is the actual size of the product when it will be finishing. And this is the actual weight. If you hold it in your hands, the actual weight we have here 80 grams. And we're planning for our next version for production. We'll have extra sensors and extra infrared, and it will be around 140 grams so far. If you have a very fast comparison between the iPhone 6 and our device have a height of 18 centimeters, and iPhone 6 have a height of 14 centimeters. So we're talking about just 4 centimeters difference, which the client will not even feel it. And in terms of the width, we're almost the same, and we are lighter than iPhone 6, which give us advantage that the clients wouldn't even feel having our product in their pocket. And actually, Intel Edison was our very first technology when we have started developing this drone. And right now we have changed this technology many times. And this is not what we're using right now, but this is just for your information. And as you see here, these some features of the drone. It have a follow me features. It's the same concept for all the other drones that have the follow me feature. And it follows your phone. Basically, there is an internal Wi-Fi connection between your phone and your drone. And once connected, you start doing your activities, and our drone follows your phone while it's in your pocket and films you. And also, of course, autonomous control. It's flying behind you, and high resolution camera. It's 15 megapixel, and GPS navigation also by default, and obstacle avoidance. That's what we're working right now on. Is that in case if you are doing your sports, for example, or you're trying to take a selfie, an obstacle came in front of the drone, while it's filming you, it will maneuver around it and avoid collision. So this will be on our Pro version of the device, because we're planning to sell the default version, which is like standard version for $199, and there's another version for $249 will have obstacle avoidance technology. Here are more features, lightweight, as I explained before. Instant takeoff and landing will be as simple as that. You'll be holding it in your hands, and will take off straight from your hands. And B2B streaming, of course, you will be viewing through our mobile app the footage directly from the drone. You can make pictures, you can record videos, however you like. And smile tracking also, we're right now still working on it, is that basically if the drone is filming you and you start to smile and look to the camera, it will detect that you're smiling and will instantly take a photo of you. And synchronizing the photos, of course, with your mobile phone. And as you see here is that the width is only 2 centimeters. As I have it in my pocket, this is the real thing, you will have it so. These are the competitors, and these guys have came out last year. They raised already almost $1 million. However, they did not deliver their product due to management problems, and that's at least what they have been released in the news. They called this the pocket drone, but actually it was too big. I'm not really sure how big was their pocket in Asia, but that was their pocket drone. And it cost on Kickstarter $595. It's like huge amount of money, huge. Anyway, they didn't complete the project and they went down. And then came out these guys. They're called Onaga Fly. They raised $2.9 million on Kickstarter in the very first month. However, it is still a quadcopter. You cannot put that thing in your pocket. You will simply break the propellers, or maybe it will make you feel uncomfortable. So in our case, with our design, with the folding ability, you can have it inside your pocket, and you will have the propellers in a protective case. As you can see here, the propellers are already protected inside the frame of the drone. I can try to open it for you, but it will like become into pieces. As I said, we have broken many prototypes. And our weight actually is FAA compliant. Owning our device, you don't need to have any kind of license or anything. You just simply buy it, fly it, and be happy. That's all. Okay, this is part of the investment projections. Okay, these other things are mainly for investors. But our plan for this device is that we came up with a marketing strategy. Is that if you all remember when the selfie stick came to the market, me personally, I thought it's like, okay, it's a brilliant idea and a stupid idea at the same time. But guess what? These guys have made millions of dollars, basically just making a stick, doing it like this and making photos. Like, okay, so this is the future. People will be using this to take selfies from themselves. There is no more selfie stick. Simply, you'll have your own drone, you'll put it in your hands, fly from your phone or from your Apple Watch or Google Watch, and start making photos by yourself. So that's all from my side, and if anyone would like to join our team, I will be more than happy to talk to you. And if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
So questions, comments?
So that thing really works, right? You just cannot show it right now.
We ran out of money because we have broken so many of them, and like now we're looking for investment to fly. But this one in my hands now is not flying, but we've flown it before. If that's your question, yes, we've flown it before and we crashed it.
So and it's really it is flying by itself, right? You're not controlling it, right?
No, now we're controlling it through transmitter because we're still looking for iOS and Android developers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, in terms of marketing, like I didn't quite understand who is the ultimate target user and his real benefits. Who will be using this for what? For taking photos? Something else?
Capturing your precious moments. Regardless what moments are they, your very important moments will be captured like this. Exactly the same as, for example, selfie stick, or for example, if you'd like to capture yourself making some sports. We're not trying to market this as a second air dog, okay? Because like it's different thing. But this will be for the normal consumer. Most of the drones are either too big or too much drama. All what you need is that just need a small device inside your pocket, just can control it and just make a simple photo, simple video, just like a normal user, which is like will not cost so much. Because as you see here in the previous slides, our competitors, like these guys, have raised 1 million, and look at it. They call it a pocket drone. Like it's not a pocket drone at all. And you need a professional. I wouldn't say professional, but me personally, I have tried to flew many nano drones, and it's really difficult to control them. Really difficult. The guys here who have been trying to fly drones are familiar with this. It's very hard to fly small drones. So in our case, we made everything autonomous. Basically, you will not even need to fly it. And actually, I'm thinking to even ban or disable or even not allow the client to have any kind of manual control of it. It will be advantage of our device that it's fully automated.
What's the flight time?
Right now it's 15 minutes so far, but we're still under development. We're trying to do it, and as you know, that the R&D requires a lot of, you know.
Yeah. And what you're planning with the horizon, because it's gonna hold some position in wind, it's gonna stay in some like that position.
Yes, I completely agree with you, but at this stage right now also we're not too far. We're not too far in terms of making all this testing about the winds. No, not too far.
So, well, you said you can't fly it right now. Could you show how it unfolds and folds?
Okay, I can show you.
Just me.
Yes, no, because like I'll tell you, I have been glued. I glue it. I already put glue here inside. But this one is a folding model already. But if I fold it, it will break. As you see here, this propeller is already broken, and I can try to break the stick now and open it for you. Yeah, just to show you. But I will be very careful because I glue it specially to be able to hold it together. Well, okay, it's not going anywhere, but the video shows exactly how it folds and everything. But as I said, we crashed already many of them, and I can tell you that having one of these in your hands right now is not really cheap. So, any other question?
Is this parts printed or
Printed, yes.
printed?
So it's very heavy.
No, it's 80 grams. You can have it.
Because 3D printed parts are.
No, this one is 140 grams because we wanted it to have the infrared and everything. So you can weight it. This is the actual weight. We asked it to have the exactly weight what we need. Yeah. So if anyone have drone experience or would like to be a part of our team, we're more than happy to talk. Or if you know someone who have experience who would like to join our team, would be great. And if you see here, this is my email, Mohammed@pocketdrone.io. You are welcome to check our website as well to have more information about the features. And that will be all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay. So, second speaker, a guy who is still tell you about this large drone and his experience is Riga. So you are welcome to the stage. And
Here you can see some of our work, what was done a year ago. Our new show reel is coming up soon. Mostly we do music videos, commercials, cinema. Sport events. show of what we've done in 2014. It's not new stuff, and this copter is only now in 2015 flow, so it's a different story, but this is a new story. And a little bit about me. I started with the photography. I am a licensed pilot with the ultralight aircrafts. I fly two-seated aircrafts, and I made a book about Latvia, flying with the aircraft. But in the process, I understand that I need some tool to make photography more easy, accessible at some moments, like you cannot hold airplane still at one point at low altitude, or it's forbidden, or you physically cannot. So I started to like find my hobby in these RC stuff. It was like almost 8 years ago. Then I started to fly remotely piloted aircrafts, but it was too hard because you cannot fly around the Monument of Freedom here on Riga Street. It's very hard to make some picture and make a good flight. So then, approximately 5 years ago, the first DJI controllers started to appear. Then I remember it was NASA, my first controller, that they started to play around. And from that point, we grew to this one. Its maximum takeoff is 60 kilos, but it will be end of it. We fly around takeoff 25 kilos, and it can fight the winds and still be a very maneuverable multicopter. It's specially made for 3D cinemas. I'll show you some pictures. So this is a picture in Porto. We work worldwide. We shot a 3D movie for cinemas with the chairs, you know, where you sit and have like a feeling of virtual reality. And we worked there for 2 weeks with these two professional cinema cameras. The takeoff weight was around 24 kilos. We flew it in the city, in over the waters, in very difficult areas. We had some problems with the local people, local police, and so on. But in the end, our producer was a very good guy, and he knew how to take care of it.
But it was in Malta?
No, it was in Porto. Portugal. It was in Portugal. Here you can see that this drone has the cameras on the top, but it is optional. You can do it both ways. When the camera is on top, you can do very special moments, like you can fly under the bridge and look up, or go around the tree and see the top of the tree. Because when the camera is underneath, then the propellers get in the way of the lens, and you cannot shoot that way. That's me setting up something. And here are the cameras when they are beneath the
So
counter.
it's the same, right? You just flip it. No,
You
or
just,
no?
yes, you just remove the cameras. There is a quick release system, and the same system is beneath.
Oh, so you're not flying upside down, you just flip it. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you just switch
Alright.
place the camera. It was like one American company, Free Fly called. They made their copter Alta. It's very powerful copter for like ready to buy, and you can ready to fly, and it has these options as well. But it was at the same time, you know, it's like a good ideas sometimes appear in the world in the same time. Just you don't know who was the first who did it. So I know that few companies at the same time was doing this like switching camera experience, because always when you have something new for cinematography, you're the best in the market at that point. So I built all my drones by myself. I completely understand the electronics and I know how to solder everything. I know how to do the programmation of it. I did try many of controllers for the drones. At this moment I found that the DJI solutions are most effective for its plug and play solution. And if you are in a field, sometimes something goes wrong and you need to react instantly. Because we work in big productions, there are hundreds of people on the set, and if we delay the filmmaking process, it costs a lot of money. So we need to react very fast. We have backup units as well, but sometimes when you, like in Portugal, we were not able to bring all our stuff there. So we were working on the field, something went wrong. Here you can see something went wrong. It's taped with the how you call this sticker thing, because they broke on the landing. It was a rough landing, and we need to improvise at the moment to somehow repair it. Yeah, so I don't know, you can ask me some questions.
How secure are those cameras? How safe actually is for cameras, such kind of drone? I mean, for
How safe it's? It can fly with almost 3 engines can cut off, and it will still be okay to fly.
3 from 12, right?
Yeah, 3 from 12.
Okay.
Of course, it's the worst scenario if it's like happens like this.
Yeah.
Then it's a pretty bad situation.
And how big is the possibility that the engines will like turn off?
Very small.
Okay.
Because the engines are mostly like waterproof, so if the moisture goes, it's no problem for them. In the most case scenarios, there's the engine controllers, the ESCs.
Yes.
These are what go wrong in like 99%. That's why we hold them outside. The one reason is to cool them down. They're beneath the propeller, so there is good airflow. And you can always switch them when you're on set. There is possibility, if you know how to solder, it can be done pretty quickly. From other standpoints of security, safety, we could equip it with a parachute, but then we're going to lose flight time because parachute it will be additional weight. And at these 2 camera setups, at 44,000 milliamp hours, we were able to fly around 11 minutes. So it's like you're always playing. We can use one camera or this lightweight camera, which is like a DSLR. We're gonna fly around 20 minutes. Without any payload, it goes for half an hour. So it always depends on the payload.
Have you made some testings for the thrust on the drone before you determine how is maximum weight it can carry?
Yeah, we have the thrust stand, you know, where you put motors, and we do these tests, and mostly we do as well as them because you never know what came from China with the motor, because sometimes it can be some flaw with it. And here you can see that we have a 17-inch props on the top and 18-inch props underneath, and we found that this is the best solution because of airflow, how it goes. If this would be 18-inch, then this would go like in free spin, more in free spin. If it goes in a free spin, then you lose some thrust.
But why do you need 2 engines? It's because of failure or
No,
just?
it's because we need to lift those 2 cameras. You just need the size. Imagine if you want to put 12 motors like the Star, it will be like, I don't know, huge.
Okay.
So.
What about 6 motors but bigger and with bigger propellers?
I have one drone that has like 28-inch props. It was like there was this presentation from Drone Technologies, some kind. There is an issue in bad weather because all the drones with the big prop, they are fighting the wind in a different way. The reaction time of the motor is, at this moment, it's not so good for filmmaking, I would say. Some people like use them, but I found that I better like smaller prop. It goes better with the wind situation.
I mean, you lose the stability
Yeah.
options. Yeah. Okay.
And it reacts slower.
Yeah.
It will not crash, it will come back, but it will take more time to get back in position. And if it's a gusty wind, then you mostly will have some problems with that.
Oh yeah, and what about stability in gusty winds? You're like, and the camera is and
No, with this one it's pretty stable.
pretty stable.
Yeah.
Up to what wind speed?
We tested up to 10 meters per second. The gusts were more like till 13 to 14.
Mhm.
But mostly we would not recommend our clients to shoot in such conditions because on video it's all about vibration.
Yeah.
So more the copter needs to fight with the wind and some weather issues, then the cameras have some vibration. And we work around till 8 meters a second. It's like top of the top what we do. That's pretty okay. And always there is a different setup of rubber things for different cameras. This picture you can see there is even like a metal wire goes. There is now rubber with dampening for the camera system. So it's second nature of fight what you need to when you get in this cinema field. If you need to fight the vibrations, it's like a separate R&D. We have invested thousands just to get it right. Because always you are on the set and they bring you one lens what weighs 900 grams and there is another one which is 2 kilos. And you need to change the lenses, there's a different weight and there's a different kind of cushiness of the springs. And
Yeah.
so it's if someone knows some good recipe for vibrations, I'm always open for.
Have you tried this new stuff that, I don't know how the name, but I know how it looks like. You know what I mean? Like this yellow thing. It have been also provided before as a solution for this.
Yellow thing? I know
It's like sticky yellow thing.
I know it's a sorbitan, I think.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. I just don't have the name in my brain now, but like, yeah.
I think the yellow color is just optional because I know it's in black.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, we tried it, but you always you need to switch for a specific weight
Okay.
because like per square centimeter when you put like it goes like this.
Yes.
And between there is
Yes.
so there is a area what pushes on it,
Yes.
and there is some weight of camera.
Yes.
So if you are working only with the one camera, you can find the best solution, and that's why the like DJI solutions and other what like ready-to-fly copters have. They know what they're gonna use, and they do not have you any options for different one because they found the sweet spot of the rubber or sorbitan, whatever they use. But in real life, the real producers they want to switch lenses all the time. They want to go different cameras. They have different budgets, and one has DSLR. And of course, if you are very very rich, you can buy many drones. Just pick from the shelf what you need.
Yeah.
But even in that way, then you will need some big bus to go to the film set to have for each situation a drone. I can assure you that in Latvia mostly we shoot with DJI Inspire. This drone works like, I don't know, 20 days, in half a year. It is a very good situation. It's a very specific thing. Of course we can try to pull snowboarders as well, because I did my calculations. I know that this drone is about 8 kilos more powerful than that one. So we can assure you a little bit more of speed or possibility of maneuvering in higher wind speeds. The other thing was that we went for a 6S setup. We didn't want to go higher because of cost of batteries, how many you would need to. And we could make like, I don't know what the name of the drone is, what was carrying the snowboarder. Irons, yes. So it has 4 big propellers and it runs probably on 12S or 8S setup. And it has a very good potential of power, but if you want to like carry additional weight and then you want to have a safety, because quadcopter is not safe. You lose one motor, it goes down. And if you have cameras what cost around 100K, you don't want to go down.
No. No.
So yeah, that's why I went for the Dodeca. What is the 12 motor copter? It's called Dodeca in Latin. More questions?
So probably maybe you should tell about how you start this design stuff. So how everyone could start to build a drone, from which point? I mean, calculations, like physical formulas and other stuff, and then
you need to understand what's the weight what you want to lift. That's the beginning. Then you need to understand the weather conditions you're gonna fly, because of that depends the flight time. The drone will be more able to fight the weather. Because if we would live somewhere that there is not so windy, like in Latvia sometimes, probably I would go for the bigger props. But as we are where we are, I know that I need to be able to fight wind conditions. So I would say start with the weight what you want to take off. There is very good website, multicopter. Now it's ecalc.com, I think. You can put in there the size of the frame, the weight, you can choose from the drop-down menu, motors, the prop size, and it will do automatic calculations. They are not like 100% precise, but in most scenarios they're pretty good. You don't need to use for coaxial setups like this, one motor because it slides a lot. But for flat setups, it's a very good start point where to start. You can make calculations on this online calculator. And
you got what you got the recommendations for the motors, from the props, for battery, for finish, for electrical some sort.
Yeah, for ESC, basically you make like a mathematical easy formula to get what will be the flight time, what will your choice of the batteries will be able to support the amperage what you're driving with your motors, will be in safe zone, will it be able to sustain itself if it loses motor. So there is a very interesting site if you want to just try to find your solution. I can share some link later.
And so in next, how you choose those components in control is not as large, how to find right combination of it.
Right combination. What's your budget? We can start from there, because I would choose always at this moment DJI A2 controller, would cost around 1,200 euros, and it's a very good controller.
Those are those tiny things?
No.
We got 6 channels?
It's up to 8.
After.
Yeah, this is a custom mix made, because there is a microcopter controller what can do up to, I think, 16 motors. It's somewhere inside here. You will not see it. It as well has an HD link. Here is a DJI Light Bridge. The cost is around, this is the old one, so it's now around 800 euros. The frame itself, it's around, I think, 4,000 euros. Each motor is 120 euros. A pair of props, 100 euros approximately, like that. Each ESC is 100 euros as well. The most difficult part is when you find the cost of the one thing, like one prop or one motor, and you then multiply it by 12. and then your heart stops.
Well, this is one expensive drone, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
Really expensive.
This is very expensive, but I can assure you that in such projects like in 3D cinema, we get our money back, yeah.
So where are you going with this? Like right now, like you're doing this 3D cinema stuff?
Yeah, this was specially built for this 3D cinema stuff, but we had a project what was requested a very heavy lens. It was a total takeoff weight of about, only the payload was around 8 kilos. And there's one camera, it was Alexa Mini, if someone is familiar in the field, and with the anamorphic lens, it's around such a big lens. And then we use this copter as well, because it's one camera but it's a big payload. It was, I think, we finished the build last year September. We were already working in October in Portugal. But in August, there was a shoot here in Riga in Opera House. And they requested such a heavy lift copter, but we couldn't do that. And the guys came from Sweden, I think, and they did the job. So at this moment, we can locally do the job.
Yeah, if it's actually look in the future, and when we imagine that the drones are flying around, what about legislation and all the confirmations and regulations? Is it going somewhere? Is it leading somewhere at the moment? Can you think about it? And at the moment, do you have to have a kind of license to fly this thing around, or?
It's too heavy.
No, at the moment there is no license, but they are like moving through the corridors of Parliament some new legislation, and what will be limited to 1.4 kilos. So this is way out, and the drone factor is now like internationally set to 25 kilos. So still, it's not a military thing; it's like civil. As I have a pilot license, then I do not have to make an additional licensing because I'm familiar with the aviation law and I know how to react on certain things. That's why my license covers it. But if you were like people regular, then you would probably need a licensing. At this moment, there is a place, well, I think it's in London, the nearest place, where they are licensing for drones, especially. But Latvian legislation at this moment does not require. I don't know for how long. Maybe for a month, maybe for a half.
There are European legislation.
No, there isn't.
So there's just
No.
one.
European legislation already like was presented that they will like do it in big guidelines. There will be specific things that said that till 25 kilos it's not a military drone and you can do whatever you want. And then it goes as different category. What it goes till 100 kilograms, if I'm not mistaken. And then it goes up to the huge drones what go
But it just says requirements about the drone specifics, but doesn't really say anything about usage of the drone.
No, it will not, because they want to leave the European Union wants to Brussels wants to leave this to local authorities, because in I think it was in Sweden they are not allowed. No, it's in Finland. Sorry, in Finland they are not allowed to fly a drone with camera. You are allowed to fly a drone, but not with a camera.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, because you need to apply to the local legislation it will be. In Latvia, we are in process. In Spain, it's almost impossible to fly. There is almost everything forbidden. It's only in special airfields when it's operating for that.
So a lot of benefits and what comes out from a drone actually are prohibitive in a way because they are on the edge line with privacy issues.
I would say that privacy issues, if you would see, you would definitely hear this big drone if it's behind your window because it's pretty loud. And I think that a usual photographer will be like sitting in across the street in building with a very long lens. It will do a much better job invading your privacy than this drone.
Yeah, but that's a purposeful privacy interruption. But when you just, well, what Facebook brought and all the social media brought, like, how do you say, on purpose privacy disturbance and that kind of stuff.
You think that a drone flies like over the houses and?
Well, we have two types of drones here. We have the pocket one, which is like a selfie stick, and then we have the professional one. So I rather think about this. The small ones that would be those like civil ones.
But I think that the pocket one is more spy thing than this huge one. Yes. So I know that military already have these small one-rotor helicopters that can fly in buildings and look for.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting all that. But though I think that's for you, Mehmet, it's the most one of perspective huge barriers to have the legislation and that kind of stuff. If you say now at the moment in some countries you already can't fly a drone with a camera. So
okay, I would like to comment. I would like to comment on that because the controlling of my device is up to 30 meters, which is in the range of the enclosing circuit of Wi-Fi, and 30 meters require continuous assistance of the owner of the drone, and that he have to be there all the time. And I think according to the legislation so far, I comply with the weight because we're under 230 grams from the FAA. I agree with you that in the future there might be some. I'm sorry?
Not in Finland.
Oh, okay. What can I say?
I'm just provoking a little bit.
No, I can tell you that in my country it's not even allowed to own a drone. Look, no, I'm serious. For example, I'm Egyptian, and it's not allowed in our country to have a flying thing with a camera. They consider it as a spy and against human protection.
So what are the penalties?
I don't know.
Never tried.
Here you can see another way of use of drones, what I'm carrying out as well. It's for purpose of land surveys.
3D scanning.
Yeah, 3D scanning, but it's done with one camera. There is no scanner involved. It's called photogeometry. And you can do as well, after this you can do a 3D print and you will have this house. It's a cloud of points, so it's easy to work with it later on. You can count how much the soil was dug out from this land.
No, it's technically done by only one simple camera or a special camera?
There's one simple camera.
Sort of algorithm how you fly around?
Yeah, there is like a pattern you fly in, like in like this shot.
Okay.
It's like pre-planned, right?
Yeah, it's pre-planned. It's totally autonomous mission, and it's pre-planned. It flies and makes several pictures, and then the pictures are like overlapping. It has like a 70% overlap, and you have like 3 points. And if you have 3 points, you can find the.
It's done manually or by software? Or?
By software.
Okay.
It's everything done by software, and at this moment there is, as the GPS is evolving, you need to make like ground points, and then when you do these ground points, what are measured with a special unit for the guys for the mimic. They have like very precise, and then they find in the picture the points what they made on the ground. And when the software understands what is the proportion of these points that were made on the ground, they make the calculations in It was around, the precision is 2 centimeters. So you almost can make a mock-up of it or use it for planning. For land surveys, when in Latvia we have many like these places where they dig sand out, and each year they need to make a survey to tell how much they need to pay the tax to the government. And normally it was done with the guy was going with a stick and with a GPS, and it was like making in some points like sticking the ground, and the GPS was measuring the position. But the stick was like made, I don't know, it was like going, okay, this is the road, looks like plain side, let's make this here a measurement. Okay, then he goes, there's a hill, let's make a new measurement. And then it was calculated. And then you can find how many points there is in this survey done. With this camera way, you do it like every 2 centimeters you have this stick was put. It's very precise. Sometimes owners of these fields where they dig, they found that very much of their what they dug out was left on the road because they were filling up too many the sand in the truck, and it was like dripping away from there. And the leftovers were there on the road, and it was calculated when we did the survey. Or if you do, they're building a road, and they put these things in layers, the rocks and the gravel, it's done in layers, and you paid for some amount. And if you want to know did they cheat you or not, you can fly one time, and you will know how much there is. The second time, you know how much there is, and you can calculate very precise the amount of these things that were used. For precise work where you need, it's a very good tool. So we can do it in 20 minutes. We have a complete survey. And normally for a human it takes a whole day.
So by the pocket drone, the same technology, you could make your 3D scanned image of cat.
I think yes. It's for such a
the brain itself, the technology, yes. But as a marketing, as for sales, for me, no. I'm more into young people who likes to make just photos. This is just.
But you just need you add an option that it shoots every second a picture and can circle around you.
Actually, I had an idea because we started using Arduino, and we had an idea of developing the mission plan, as you just mentioned before. But then again, we were thinking no, because we want it to be automatic. And in your case, for example, it's easy that we can implement the mission planner. You know that completely about the technology. It's very easy we can implement it, but we still see that marketing the device as a regular drone, it's not profitable in terms of marketing, I would say. We would like to take this path of using as a social tool, for personal social tool, I would say.
I like very much the approach of DJI that they opened the SDK, and there is now an option that they have their default stuff, but if you want to do a mapping with the DJI drone, there is plenty of apps what you can download from the App Store and do
open source as well.
Yeah, and it's great. And there is some option for business as well for app developers, because I personally bought an app for 10 euros, and it worked very good. And I was very happy to use it.
I played a little bit with SDK for Android. It was fun, but I didn't give it much attention at the end, because I said okay, you know what, just keep it as simple as possible. You're very sophisticated in terms of technology. I can tell you that. I can see it. That you're very sophisticated, and I wish you good luck with that. Because you need a professional device to carry your equipment. So good luck with that. I'm putting light on your device.
Thanks.
So, by the way, you are also a member of this so-called drone association or something?
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
So, what's the current status, or are you very active in lobbying kind of things with government, or what's going on?
There was a very active process when we are creating the new legislation, because we are participating in each step. At this moment, the legislation has already went to the parliament, so we are waiting to how it comes up, because there are many sides involved that they can maybe protest or something. From our side, we did what we could. We wanted to implement as well licensing for bigger drones, because we thought that it's an issue that the big stuff should be flown by the guys who know what they are doing. But at this moment, there will be no licensing. They didn't. The Latvian Civil Aviation Agency thought that at this point we are not ready. There is no place where to learn, like certified training center or whatever. So it would then everybody who wanted to get the license, they need to go abroad somewhere. They can get the license. That's why they didn't implement licensing stuff. But the rest is very forward. There are not many things that are not allowed. The usual stuff. You won't fly in airport because airports are forbidden. That's okay. In city you can fly up to 50 meters, not higher. If you go outside the city, you can go up to 120 meters. I think, as I'm a pilot and I fly above 120 meters with my two-seated airplane, and sometimes I see on Facebook pictures when, hello, good morning, this is my new morning, this is picture from 500 meters. I don't want to meet a drone when I'm flying. Because this small drone, if it comes through my glass, then I don't want to see what happens next. There will be not a crash, like I will crash and fly down and break everything in parts, but there will be damage. There will be damage, and I will never find whose drone it was. And there will be no insurance as well, because my company is insured for all these works, and if we even fall on something, then insurance will cover some amount. I hope it will be not like millions.
Yeah, the policy will cost a hell of a lot.
Sorry?
Insurance policy will cost a lot. Where?
I can tell you that our insurance is 100K, and we pay 1,000 euros per year. But from 1st January, European some kind of insurance committee told that the drones up to 25 kilos are not connected with the aviation. So the insurance policies should go down, because till this time they were always associating with the aviation, with the big aviation. Now it's cut off. It's a separate stuff for insurance, so it should go cheaper.
So any questions to Mira?
Yes, when you did these nice shoots in Riga, so did you get approval from our
Yes.
authority?
Not from the airport. We were getting from our municipality.
How long did it go?
It depends on the case, because sometimes they send, if you are shooting the monument, then if there is one official guy who says, okay, there's no problem, we're going to write you out the paper, it's okay. Sometimes there sits some lady, and she said, this is not our thing. You need to go to the inspection of monuments. They will tell you, can you do it or cannot. We went there. Okay, you need to shoot. No problem. Here's the paperwork. Then we came. It was not we became our client. It was LG phone. They were making an advertisement for it. And we want to shoot the advertisement of LG phone near the Monument of Freedom. Can we do that? That no, because you will not use Freedom Monument for purposes. Then they called me and they like frustrated, we cannot shoot here because they do not allow us. I said to them, okay, then just ask for approval for bus day accounts, the park that is nearby. They went to the municipality, of course they gave for the park approval.
And they shoot the
Of course you can see the monument producers. We didn't want to land on it. We just want to have it in the background. So sometimes you just need to find which place to ask, and sometimes some people will tell you cannot, but there's a different way always.
By the way, do you allow kind of corporations to use? You said you do have first way to test the fast of the propeller.
Yeah.
Do you allow kind of cooperation between our guys and you?
If you're interested, no problem.
Yeah, we are a little bit, because right now we are a little bit short in terms of testing technology, and if you do have already premise with such technology, we will be happy to cooperate in any means.
I'm just a little bit concerned about we didn't we were not looking at that point for the precision in grams. We went for a kilograms.
No, yeah,
our thrust stand tests for kilograms of the thrust.
Yeah.
Then I need to check with my technical guy one that will it work with the grams as well, because there could be an issue. But maybe we can just change the weight what is making the measurement. And,
you're located in Riga, right?
yeah.
Okay. We'll talk after you.
Okay. If you have some more questions.
Yeah. One question. What about the technology involvement? I think that right now the technology is really evolving. I don't one week and the next week there are some new stuff. And how fast are you implementing some new stuff, or you are not implementing? Whether you see some.
You are getting the salt in wounds, because it's the technology is crazy fast.
Yeah.
I can tell you that it was 1.5 years. I was super excited about the light bridge technology, about full HD video possibilities, and I ordered one of the first units. I was a little bit disappointed when I got it because there was latency and so on, but still great image. And, a year later, and there are plenty of different technologies, and we are trying to implement as much we can. But we understood that in this ratio of heavy lifting, not as much changes. If we will get some very great new controller, of flight controller, we probably will change it. But the propellers, the motors, it will not change. It will be, I think we'll need to wait maybe 3 to 5 years for have some very, very efficient motors that we wouldn't need to change them for this setup. But after 5 years, I think this course will be already done. So we'll work with the new one already. And now we have Inspires as well in our fleet to work. So there is the machine what is evolving very fast, and you can upgrade it, I think, month from month. Different motor, different camera, it goes very fast. But you need to find the sweet spot for what your client needs, because you always will be able to buy a new camera. There will be always a GoPro 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, but maybe you need just full HD video and that's it. So find the sweet spot for your client, then you will not need to upgrade all the time.
Okay, and what about the props? You also can have 3-leaf props. What about them?
Yeah, they're very good, very efficient way to use 3-leaf props. Less vibration, but the problem is there is no good producer at this moment for carbon fiber 3-leaf props for such size. There are bigger, but they are reasonably. Just half a year ago they started to do it. But yes, that's the option.
What about building the props for yourself? You just carbon fiber, you can build it for yourself.
Carbon fiber props and balancing, it's
Yeah.
a very difficult thing, I would say. If someone wants to do it, great, we'll buy it from them in Latvia as well. But we are not in producing, manufacturing some specific parts. We are more like doing Lego stuff. We are finding our components and finding
So
out.
do you think there is a place for doing some stuff in here, I don't know, here in Latvia, like
Yes and
hardware
no.
for props and
I
for
think,
models?
of course, if you design something, that's great. But the produce always will be cheaper in China.
Yeah.
But in a very small quantities, maybe you could do it in Latvia. But it will be an exclusive product, and I think it will be more efficient to produce a carbon fiber wallet for people, not a propeller, from just standing point of business. How many people would buy it?
Are there any, do you know any kind of sources in Latvia that are selling some parts like this? Because in my own experience, I haven't found any. Maybe
What kind of parts you're into?
If I'm talking about like, I would say, Arduino, for example. If I want to purchase another Arduino, if I want to purchase, for example, new motors or new propellers, or different sizes, like the same stuff that they have in Hobby King, for example, because Hobby King also has this store in Russia and they don't deliver to Latvia. And
For Hobby King, better use the Netherlands based.
okay.
Yeah, because it's European based and they work pretty quick. It's like 3 days and you have the part here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And,
Okay, is there any local shop? I don't know.
The lemon in Latvia probably is for Arduinos and other stuff.
yeah.
Which
I
one?
I will show you link later.
Yeah, there is a electronics magazine.
Some sort of electronics and electronics. Not
I think they have Alex Moss and they have Arduino.
Yeah.
These two things they have.
That would be great, actually. I would love to find out.
Awesome. Had some Doritos.
Argo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some.
So, any more questions?
Yeah, about this imminent inspection. So
Inspection.
they didn't allow to film Freedom Monument because of copyrights of Freedom Monument. That
No, they thought that you cannot use Monument of Freedom in commercial purposes because it was advertisement for LG phone.
and some houses they have they said that you cannot film some houses because they are copyrights of some architects.
No. With the houses, there is this thing that it's more about privacy, because if the house owner is a private person, you need
The copyright.
no about copyright. The only thing is about houses that if the house belongs to the private person, you need to have a permit to film the house. If the house belongs to the company, you do not need a permit to film it. It's in Latvia's data certificate.
But you can film still from public place. Everything.
Yeah, but if someone want to brought you to court and ask you about where you are allowed to film this house, they will look at data certificates, and there is a part of it that it says that if it's private owned, you need to have a permit. If it's company owned, juridisk persona, then you don't need a permit. But there is one second thing, that to comply with this law, you need to know, is it a private or a company owned? To find out that, you need to pay the Zemesgrāmata 250 or something online to find out who owns the property. But in our constitution is written that you should be able to comply with the law without having any money. So to comply with the law, you should find the information for free, but you're not able to find it for free because the agency is charging you money to find is it a company owned or private owned. So it's a like more law issue about these privacy things. It's very interesting to find because in many situations we have to solve these problems in filming, and sometimes there's just a normal guy what will give you a permit, and sometimes there is a crazy lady what is standing and saying, I know you came from Mars and you're trying to evade us. Because I had this problem. I was doing a land survey here nearby in Marupe, and there was a crazy lady going with a stick, almost hitting the multicopter because she thought that there are aliens, and I hadn't any way to do my job. I just picked my equipment and went a few blocks away, and the copter went back and did the survey anyway. But it's all people, you know.
So about the permits, should I have taken out thousands of permits for taking that photo from 2,000 meters, like for a house? And what about if I take a photo from a satellite? Do I need to?
This is on a more globally scale. I know that they have some ways of permits with like Google Maps. They had some arrangements with the Valstad Inspectie and this.
Yeah.
They have special arrangements for that.
It was rather related to people and mobile property on the street.
Yeah, but you need to go to our agency because I'm not from the gated. I know some things what I was searching for myself because I had these questions as well, and my clients were asking me, can we do it or can we not? But we always are charging a separate fee for handling paperwork. Because, yeah.
And for monuments, the Riga monument has this special status for has every monument because of the
I don't think it's
not of the owner but of the copywriter who has the idea of the design.
I don't think that the issue is about copyright. It's more about the people who is at the moment like giving you the permit. Because I don't think that everybody knows the law so perfect. And when you go in some local office, I would tell you from my experience, I had different answers on the same case, just different people, and that's it. That's the style how it works, the government here. And
well,
sometimes it's good.
Okay, may I ask you to fill up this website you told about this application or what we were required to remember?
Wow. And I suggest you that you pay the membership. It's not so big amount if you're really interested in a copter thing, because there are more options and possibilities to save your work. So
Did you try this?
No.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
because there are many parameters that you see. You can say the motor cooling, is it good, is it bad? The rotors, 548, whatever, is it flat or coaxial? As I mentioned before, the coaxial stuff, it's not so precise, more make calculations on the flat system. The weight, including the drive, without the drive, the frame size, the limits of your flight controller, the ECs, the controllers, how many amps, the batteries, the motors, the propellers, and there are like from the brands. You just choose like Tiger Motors, this one, propeller, that one. You don't even to like write down specific numbers, only the size of the prop. It's very straightforward, and every beginner, I think, will take some 10 to 15 minutes to get around it. But buy it. The 549 is nothing for the possibilities what will give you.
What kind of calculation methods is behind it? Do they calculate a blade-based model or a momentum transfer model for aerodynamic?
You can go there. There is more files about how they do real tests as well, because there is a possibility to contribute to them, that you have built this and that setup and you having these results. They were not like for a long time they were not giving the option of coaxial copter because they didn't have any data. Then people started to contribute their data and they thought that they have some information. Based on which parameters I will not tell, I don't know how they do. I just say that this works. This works, you can use it, and I have very, very good results. This copter is built based on this calculator. It flies. I think it's okay. You will have here all your results. You will have you can have download the CSV file, so you can work with them later on. You can share it well.
And how can you like compare your real results with these calculations? Is it some possibility to like gain some data from your copter and from your motor?
Yeah, it's very easy. You just put the weight what you were writing the calculations and fly it around and look, do you have the same flight time?
Okay, by flight time, okay.
By flight time. If you're interested in more parameters of the amps and so on, then you need to put a separate unit what will collect this information for you. I have not on this unit. On my X8, I have an Hercules ESC, and it has already built-in many.
Also you can measure the RPMs, right? You can measure the
yeah,
RPMs.
there are RPMs, the temperatures, it goes with it. And it's all delivered on my FEB remote. You don't need any separate unit. You can see all the measurements, and even altimeter there is for measurements of the height.
And about the remote, you're controlling your hexacopter or no, your multirotor, and another one is controlling
Camera
the camera.
operator, yeah.
Camera operator.
Yeah,
And how are you communicating? Oh, to the left, oh, to the right. Oh.
It's sometimes always like that. Yes, it can be very frustrating when you have you have a director and you have the director of the picture. Then there are two guys where they are yelling from each side, and we have like two monitors because I have my FPV camera what I see the straightforward, and the camera operator has the camera view what we are using for filming, and sometimes it's like standing between my screen and why don't you tilt it down? Tilt it down. It's like you need to go there. We'll see there your picture. At this point, we already have a separate receiver. They just like sit back in their chairs and they have a separate TV screen where they can see the HD, beautiful picture, and that's why they do not shout in our ear what we need to do. But when we were starting off and when we had only the SD links, what were like losing all the time, we are having the snow on the picture, and everybody was like, "Why we cannot see nothing?" Yes, because when you deliver the HD material, what you're looking already like ready on YouTube, especially like 2 years ago, it looks awesome. But the process, it's half guessing and half flying.
What about if you're filming, like you need to film that 3 times? Do you have some flight path that you can like put your flight path on some soft and then it just flies autonomously? Or you just need to, I need to go there and then, okay.
You can do it, you can like make a recorded path and you can repeat it. But usually it's not too hard to do it by hand.
Oh, okay.
Because It's all GPS control. It will maintain the position 100%, and you just look on the shot, and if it's not like water or something what you cannot relate to it, that how far you are from it, then you can easily do it by a visual sight. But sometimes you need to just use the information, the on-screen display, where is the height, speed, distance from your takeoff. Yeah.
Guys, may I suggest you to join the table and continue the discussion?
Thank you. We do you have any announcements for you from your side?
I have a very fresh today's news concerning drones because today I was at an event organized by Ministry of Defense, and it was about new developments in Latvian Army. There were actually many parts of this event for munition experts, for supplies and all, but I was visiting one which means these new developments and new technologies. And there are like two directions which concerns drones. One is I-STAR capabilities, which will be added to Latvian military, and it means integrated surveillance, target acquisition, and recognition. And there are parts where there will be drones for military purposes. It's very new program, but it will start with small and relatively inexpensive ones. There will be big contracts, but there will be also research grants. That's a secondary target. The first and most important part which is needed is anti-drone systems. So if you have some kind of bigger, stronger, more aggressive drones which place on these smaller unidentified drones who flies around secret objects, then this is yours day. The biggest military in the world, NATO, needs your services.
I have two birds. Does it count?
Do you have a way to integrate it in operational capability?
I don't know. I will speak with them.
It will be very hard with just two drones and no training program. That's how it is now. And 2016 and 17 first grants will start.
Yeah. Right. Cool. Well, okay, thank you guys for coming. Next time, in next month, probably we'll get some Erdo guy here and a guy from Liepa, who's the airport, so keep in touch. All these Nākošais izmaksā, laikam, sanāk, armijas lodu.
Bija, starp citu, būs arī land-based platformas.
Nē, tur var droši, vienkārši nevajag skatīt.
Stundu uzspēlēt šahu, ja? Būs, kā būs? Kamēr jūs tā, teikti atbildes.